Okay, so most people are familiar, not most people, but most people who are serious about Tai Chi are familiar that there's this martial thing that's really high level, right? And that it can be used to transfer, like the Fa Jing, the explosive energy, and blast somebody where off of a light touch, and yet they're really, getting knocked, or they're being felt, or if they understand about putting it inside for the Damak part, that it'll fold them up and or really do serious damage to them. And they may have seen demonstrations of one of the little old Chinese men who comes out and then the person's flying, or he's got 10 people trying to push him in the group and they can't, or even knocking one, like pick a number if they've got 10 people and then they pulse into the group, may not even be much movement and they move, right? So they're used to the idea, what I'm trying to get at here, is the idea that they issue power. But it's not just the issuing. It's also the neutralization. And I'm seeing a lot of masters now that are going out there, and there are some people that are talking about how to issue a bit, although it's still somewhat secretive, right? But the neutralizing, I'm not seeing too many people talking about that, and to me that's as important, or really close as important, maybe more important, of a skill. Why? Well, if he's an attacker to me, stay right, I want to get you in camera frame here, but then stay back there. And we're here, well, if I've got really good issuing skill, I know where he's at. I can sense what he's wanting to bring because I'm trained in sensitivity, right? And as soon as he slowly brings something there, I'm good now. We made contact. That's what I needed to transfer to him. So I wouldn't need a particularly neutralization skill for that, unless he's got skill in that situation, which could happen. And that skill could be natural. He could just be gifted that way. It does happen. Or he's been in a lot of fights, and so he's picked up skills because of fighting a lot, and that's who's going to attack you anyways, right? Unless you're the bruiser for some reason. Most law-abiding average citizens, they're not getting attacked. And they're not out attacking others. And when I say they're not getting attacked, they're not getting attacked on a daily basis, and they're not out attacking others. But if somebody that's fighting a lot, well, they're getting into a lot of fights, and then also a criminal, if they're attacking people, well, they're attacking people. So that may be the attacker then who's got a certain kinds of skills developed that may be crude, may be unrefined, may not be the greatest, but it's been made through experience, which means what they have, they have. The other fact of this, or the other thing to consider with this, is that we were talking about an attacker who said, yeah, okay, we're both framed up and we're ready, but who attacks like that? That's a brawler who's wanting to brawl now. In fact, if they do that, the normal response from my side is, no thanks, no, that's all right, really, sorry about that, hope you have a better day, and gee, I'm sorry, and those kind of, I don't need to engage in that. I don't want to engage in that, by the way. So, what do you have to worry about? Bam! Somebody that's just stay fired on you. Or you know what I mean? It's a lot less, you have a lot less foreknowledge that is coming. They're trying to hide that fact. Or it's surprise! Or that kind of thing. Well, at that point, you want to have, and if they've made contact from a Tai Chi perspective, obviously I've got grab my arm there, I've got grab me with grr. I've got some things there to help me because there's that body skill, right? And you notice you didn't see me moving a lot, but it moved and come from there again. The other one though is maybe they didn't touch you at all, and here they come, and you're already right? And so if you would slowly connect with that, well, I want to be able to neutralize. First kind of neutralizing is you're moving out of the way, or body if you would. You're moving out of the way, right? Bring the other one, same thing. You're just not ideally going to eat that, and so your body's going to have to be soft. At the same time, if my body's soft without structure, it's going to be, I navigated punch number 1, and he comes with number 2, and I navigated punch number 2, and come with your third one, and then he finally hits you with one that your body is in such a position that how could they miss, but really hurting you, right? So it's soft and structure. And so when I'm here in the push hands, and we'll do this and we'll come back and do some more, I'm wanting to be in a position so that if he puts force into me somewhere, that my structure is helping me and my softness is helping me, and I'm not eating their force, because if I'm using tension, I'm just getting moved. If my structure is bad. I'm just getting moved. And so I need both parts. And by both parts, push him with this one strongly, if you would. Stronger, 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 stronger. I'm just standing here at the moment. I added nothing extra. Nothing. Right? And if I'm here doing that, go ahead and push with that same one. He'll push himself off of me with a little bit of my help. Come again. Right? And he's working to overcome it by keeping his structure as best he can while he's pushing. But my point to you, go ahead and push in there, is that it's helping me do it so that if it's a punch me now, and it's not the same as if I was in a bad position or holding my breath or not relaxed, in which case that would hurt quite a bit more. So when you're pushing, bear that in mind, so that if, like, he was tense there, so I caught that tension. And if that was a punch, that would be ugly. You'd be feeling that even from somebody that didn't have a skilled hit. Right? And so it really becomes right? And so softer and more and better structure and all those things. Because you're training your body, stay right there like that, to neutralize, sorry, I didn't warn you.
No, you're good.
You're training it to neutralize, push from there. You're training it to neutralize hits. Notice he was in the strongest position, and yet relaxed and structured. Don't just start wailing on your partner, by the way. I did that so that you could see at home. And what little bit he was off, he corrected on those punches because he knows what to do. And then when we pushed from there, he was stronger than before because he was in the right position now, fully. Right? And so then I'm going to have to, if I'm not going to be, see if me and him are just trading punches, this is not ideal, right? From there, I'm going to be eating the worst end of it. That's why I'm getting moved. He's not putting grah or some kind of great power out there, so I correct my structure and stuff more appropriately for that, and go ahead. And now you notice he started making corrections, because now if we were trading blows, he's the one that would be getting the worst end of the deal. And it's not that I would want to trade. Bring your punch there if you would. Right? And from here, and notice I'm letting you see the other hand. Right? And I wouldn't just be just moving his frame. It would be putting something in there. But that was the position. You bring your punch again, boom, and the same kind of thing you saw me doing before, this kind of a thing. Now he knows he's in a bad position right now. So bring that and keep good structure and good softness and those kind of things. And so now I had better be doing that and using it to my advantage, or else I get the worst end of it. So this play, I'll say it one last time here, really is helping you to get that feel. Just did the same thing we did there, except we did it out of push hands. Right? And to feel that for position. Because if he's out here framing up and I'm doing this, you know, there's that aliveness, there's that I want my structure good, I want my softness good, all those things. Well, I'm working on all that stuff here too. And so that as soon as I touch, it's got real power delivery. Either the Fajing or the Damak or whatever it is. Because if I'm in there and I don't have that, put your hands on, and I don't have that, bye. Right? He's just pushing me. Right? And so now I'm mashing him for body skill, and then I'm going to put my hand placement. I'm slightly ahead of him on body skill where we're both at right now. Put your hands back on there. But if I push into that badly, go ahead. It didn't do anything for me. Now do that and push properly too, and obviously I didn't. That time I did. You helped me a little bit. You don't have to. We're good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So normally, then this will build your ability to really receive like horrific kind of blows and just wash them out, which is something Tai Chi was known for. Is that, you know, you could try to hit him and you're hitting air, even though the guy's not really a person, isn't really moving very much or very far. Now in the beginning, that is mostly give way and keep your structure so that you've got a good return shot to them. And in fact, that's the way it still would be most of the time. But it also turns into that steel wrapped in cotton, which is the quality through your limbs, like when I did the drop on the arm there earlier, and also the quality in your inside of you anywhere. And so by being in that proper position, let me bring you two gentlemen out here, and I'll let Steve, he's my senior student here, I'll let him demonstrate this. And stand about right there, and then you can bring hard, like start off easier, and then do that first. Start off easier, but punch, frame, body stuff. And then move it around, it's good. Okay, and then you tell him to jack it up until you're comfortable. Or until you're going, I don't want him to do any harder than that. Yeah, and don't try to use your frame, just fire. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Oh, come over here. Do it a little bit easier than you just were. Just a little bit. And then, yeah, don't use your whole frame. Just fire off, please. Yeah. Because what he's trying to do is he's trying to do it properly based on what we've told him, as opposed to what most people do, which is really just throwing a punch, right? Now, hold up for 1 second. If you hit a point where you're going, I don't want to hit any harder than that, and I don't mean for his sake, for you, okay, then say that. Go ahead. And what you're seeing Steve do here is proper frame, structure, proper full body breath. You almost hurt your hand? You good?
No, my wrist wasn't straight.
It'll turn, right, and that's what will happen most of the time is the person will turn the wrist a little bit in a bad position. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little. You good?
Yeah.
Or their elbow, or their shoulder, or their back alignment, and they'll hit, and it'll go, all the force of their hit will go to that spot, including to the point that it can break their arm. And the masters, that's the thing, one of the qualifications you would say is that they should be able to break somebody's arm who's hitting them with their body, not with anything else. And they didn't receive any harm from it. This kind of a thing, steel wrapped in cotton. That is the, go ahead.
I remember when I did it to you, it felt like I was actually just hitting iron.
Yeah. And then if I'm relaxed more, it'll have both, but yes.
He's got a little layer of
some help. He's got help. Okay.
I intentionally didn't hit any spot where I'd be hitting both because I knew that was going to happen.
So the reality there would be that you would give way some normally, but also that if you just wanted to, like, again, this is a sensitivity issue, but you'd feel that they were hitting and hitting badly, or you would turn a little bit, help put them into a bad position, and then all the force back to them, into the worst spot of their hit, hence the arm break or whatever. Now, when you're practicing, thank you, Peter, and I'll use him still for a minute. Turn around here to me. And obviously on your punching with proper structure and sensitivity and body quality and softness, then you're learning how to override that. And it's going to depend on whose skill is better, right? In your practice, again, you're working on the pushing so that if you're, put this on here and push strongly into me, come again. Now imagine if he was, hit me a little bit with that if you would. And it's the same. I just use it to move his whole frame there because we're slow. But the other one is we could both put on punches and push. Right? Same way. Now that's not normally how we play it. But I mean, if you're going, I just don't get this, try it with pushes. Now, my question would be, can you feel, like if I'm here and it's on his shoulder, that's not it. Can I go in there and feel around inside of him, that sensitivity again, off of the punch? Can, as he's trying to push into me, make a fist there, can I neutralize his ability to feel anything beyond the surface of the skin and make it so that it's not biting me. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Make it so that it's not biting me. Go ahead. So it's not biting into me. I'm feeling it bite right there. Then I know I'm wrong. And it bit a little bit. It was better for me. You saw it pushed himself off. Now, I got nothing. He can punch that solidly, same. And that's how you know. Because if your partner's working you, feel that bite, make it so it doesn't bite. Right? And you felt it, but you also, because he went, instead of just being there, right? This way. Well, and it's moving you, which means it's not right yet.
Structure.
Now, no problem to him. You tell him it's no problem. These are
no, it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
And I made sure it was the one that wasn't moving him before I did that. It was right before I did that. But that's the quality. And then if he moved a little bit with that and turned me off, and then even so make sure I'm not moving so I don't get a busted rib or something, like push me strong. So that's not it. Come again. That's not it for me, so I'll do it again.
Nope.
Now you can punch that. And I can do it with a punch or something instead of just doing that. So I turn my angle late, but turn my angle like that and give him all that force back. Now I've got something that can be used. Come slowly. And I bad positioning coming in. There we go. Turn here so they can see that on the other side. Come again. So he forces in there. I'm good structurally and positionally. He gets every bit of push. I'll let you lead. He's getting it all back. So, there, and it's just right back to him. Or if I'm this way doing it, same stuff. Push. So he caught me. Come. That was to you.
Yeah.
Come again. And it's all his force back to him there. But I've got to be right, otherwise, my rib broke. And then I tried to give it back, and maybe I gave it back a little bit. Obviously not what you want. So again, the play, he wouldn't have wanted to got hit there in that angle. Right? And there he's good. And then it's still your skill of it versus your opponent's, even in a situation if you were receiving and giving hits. And so then that's what you're looking for in your play here too. Same idea.